Guys, want to know how to preserve your squash fresh out of the garden without having to blanch it or freeze it in the freezer? Well, let me show you what we got going on here. Alright, so we're just going to chop the ends off of these squash, and then we're going to slice it up with our manila slicer that we just got. So this is our manila slicer. If you guys don't have one, oh my goodness, we love it. It makes it so much easier to chop up our vegetables to dehydrate. I'll say I recommend, you see my squash guts on them, but I recommend that you definitely wear these. This keeps you from cutting your finger, and I'll just say I'm recommending that you use them because I almost cut my finger completely off at the tip on the edge by my cuticle the other day. Luckily, it got my fingernail and a little piece of my skin rather than my actual finger, but I definitely from now on will be wearing these fancy gloves that they send you with your chopper. Alright, so the manila slicer, you can see I've already used it. We've got some squash over there that I've already got on our tray and some already in here. But it's super easy, guys. You just literally hold it down and go back and forth, applying pressure. Definitely is a lot faster than using your knife, and it's a lot smoother. But as you get down to this part, it does come with an attachment that you can use on the end here if you wanted to. This is how I got my finger because I didn't use the other attachment. But you just, when you get down to here, make sure you have your gloves on, and I just kind of take it slow. So you can see the pretty little slices it makes. They're not too thick, not too thin. Perfect for dehydrating. So we got them laid out on the tray. If you're going to make these, I found out that making them a squash chip that you just want to eat, like a chip you normally would eat for a snack, they're really, really good. We sprinkle them with the garlic, salt, and pepper mix. But these, we're just going to store them in our mason jars after we get them dried out. And so this time we're not adding that on there. But we're going to get them in the dehydrator over here. You can see I've already got 3-4 trays going. We'll get this going here. Typically, we normally do this right before we go to bed at night. And then when my husband gets up in the morning, he will just unplug it, and we let it sit in the dehydrator for a little while longer when I get up, and I check it and make sure that it's good and dehydrated. So, after we take it out of the dehydrator, when it's done, we end up putting it in a Ziploc bag, and you can see that we leave it just a little bit open, so if there's any moisture trapped in there, for one, the Ziploc will let us know that there is moisture, but for two, leaving that open a little bit will let it draft and make sure that it's all dried out really well. Once we get it dried out, we put it into our jars. So after we put it on the counter for about a day, we take it out of the Ziploc bag and we put it in our mason jar with the lid and the seal. We have this little attachment that goes to our food saver that actually is super neat. We just sit it on top of this. It's the size of a jar lid, and we just turn on the seal, and it sucks the air out of the can and actually seals the lid. So it takes all the air out of this mason jar and seals the lid, just like it would seal, with heat temperature if you're boiling it or whatever. And then you have this nifty jar of dehydrated squash that you can later on rehydrate if you let it sit in a little bit of water. And actually, I don't even take the time to do that because we normally chop it up with potatoes and onions and zucchini and sausage and an onion. So, just adding it to potatoes and onions and stuff like that and cooking it in a skillet, I just pour it in there. I don't take the time to rehydrate it. It cooks up just fine just like that. But if you want to rehydrate it, you can definitely just set it in a bowl with some water for a little bit and it rehydrates itself, and then you can use it however you want. But we just thought it was a pretty neat little hack, so we just wanted to share that with you. I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.